I don't know. I'd say I'm reasonable.
Okay, that's completely unreasonable.
I'm reasonable.
I'm unreasonable.
You have no idea just how reasonable I have been.
Reasonable synonyms are sensible, rational, practical, fair, appropriate.
Fitting, suitable, logical.
All things I would definitely say describe me.
Do they describe you?
Welcome to I'm Reasonable with Zainab Johnson.
I'm reasonable.
I'm like, every single week, I'm like, she's so reasonable. I'm so reasonable. And I don't know why I did not want to come out today. Hey, you guys. Hello. Hi. How you doing? Bonjour. Buenos dias. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Assalamu alaikum. Hey, you guys, welcome to another episode of I'm Reasonable with Zainab Johnson. I am Zainab Johnson. On a scale from 1 to Ava Coleman from the ABC hit sitcom Abbott Elementary, how reasonable have you guys been? How reasonable have you been this week, huh? Actually just bumped into Janelle James, who wonderfully plays Ava Coleman on Abbott Elementary. I actually saw it the other day at a friend's birthday party, and I just love seeing Janelle. I always love seeing Janelle. I like Janelle's face. I like her attitude, and I'm really happy for her. So that was great. Okay, what we talking about today? Today, we're talking about ugly babies. We're talking about a woman marrying her duvet. Yeah. Like the blanket you put on your bed. We're talking about busking, which before yesterday, I had never heard that word before. I had no idea what it meant. Do you guys? We're talking about my affinity for Justin Bieber. We're talking about driverless cars getting pulled over by cops. And we're talking about guys wanting alimony from their ex-wives. And then, of course, we have a workplace Ask Z. But first, let's get into these tickets, right? Because I got to tell you guys where I'm going to be so that you can come see me live. Okay, so I just found out that the Paris tickets are close to being sold out. One of the shows is already sold out. I believe Friday is sold out, and there's like very few tickets, like 5 tickets left on Saturday, or vice versa. Saturday sold out, and there's like 5 tickets on Friday. By the time this comes out, those tickets might be gone. So if you are watching this and you are in Paris or you planned to come see me in Paris, hit the link in the details of this podcast and try and get those last couple of tickets if they're still left. Good luck. I hope to see you there. Merci, au revoir, bonjour, oui, oui. I'm going to learn some more before I get there. Okay, this coming weekend, I will be in Virginia Beach. I cannot wait to see everybody in Virginia Beach. I will be there Friday, July 12th, Saturday, July 13th. 3 shows. 1 show Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Friday, July 12th, Saturday, July 13th, Virginia Beach, Virginia. What if somebody was like, where's VA Beach? I mean, there do be cities in obscure places. It's like, why did you name that city in this state? Whatever. July 18th, I will be in Columbus, Ohio. July 19th and 20th, I will be in Cleveland, Ohio. July 24th, I will be in Los Angeles, California at the Hollywood Improv. Make sure you guys get those tickets. Like I said, I'm in the bigger room, so there's tickets that have been added to the show. So if you want to come see me in Los Angeles, you want to come see me do a full hour in Los Angeles, come see what I'm working on. If you've been to my show before, it changes a little bit. It gets different as I work towards filming another hour. August 31st, I will be in East Hampton, New York. August 1st, I will be in Boston, Massachusetts. August 2nd and 3rd, I will be in West Nyack, New York. August 22nd through the 24th, I'll be in Chicago, Illinois. September 13th and 14th, Bloomington, Indiana. September 18th, Raleigh, North Carolina. September 19th through the 21st, Washington, D.C., Then September 27th and 28th, St. Paul, Minneapolis. October 17th through the 19th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. October 25th and 26th, Detroit, what up though? November 11th, A date was just added. November 11th, I will be in the Netherlands. I will be in Amsterdam. One show, one night only. I mean, maybe I'll wander around Amsterdam because I have never been before, but I'm only performing for one night. November 11th. I believe that's a Monday. So, you know, if you got to be early, if no excuses. One night only, one show in Amsterdam, November 11th, okay? Those tickets are not on sale yet, but make sure that you save the date. November 15th and 16th, like I said, Paris, those tickets are going very fast, so don't miss out. November 18th through the 23rd, London at the Soho Theater. Those tickets are also, I feel like there's like one ticket in the Saturday show, 2 tickets in the front. Somebody hit me and was like, yo, could you free up some more tickets? No. No, I'm so sorry. No. I think there's tickets still available like for like Tuesday, Wednesday show, something like that. But get those tickets, you guys, because it's only July. Those shows are in November. They're for sure going to sell out. No. Get those tickets. Then I'll be back in the States November 29th through December 1st. I'll be at the Ontario, California Improv. Then December 4th, Austin, Texas. December 6th through the 8th, Houston, Texas. Like I said, the link to the tickets to all my shows are in the details of this podcast. So go ahead, click on it. While I have you, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. I see that you guys are subscribing. You're sharing. You're telling people. I thank you. Thank you so much. It's hot. It's hot. Let me cover this brand, although it's like clearly we know what this brand is, right? Ooh. It's hot. You know, I be drinking sparkling water and kombucha because I don't drink soda. I don't drink alcohol. So the sparkling water and the kombucha really just be, you know, it's really a celebration for me. It's really like, ooh, it's fun time for Z. Hit that subscribe button. If you like what you're hearing, if you like what's happening, if you like what I'm doing, make sure you give it a thumbs up. That does help. That helps in like the algorithm. It helps to push it. So make sure that you do that. And when I post my clips and stuff like that, just, you know, it ain't nothing to say. It's fine if, whatever, share it. I was about to say, share it. Okay, let's get into it. I got time today, y'all. So wherever you at listening to this, if you driving, if you just got into work, if you just waking up, if you on a treadmill, if you on a plane, wherever you are, I got time. I got time today. So let's get into it. So did y'all know that I have a very strong affinity for Justin Bieber? I can't explain it. I mean, and that's no shade to Justin Bieber. Like, I think that he's a talented guy, you know, like as talented as anybody else in the music industry. You know, this not like the blowout, like this not like the Whitney Houstons and the, you know, Michael Jacksons and the Ushers and the Beyoncés and the Adeles. And do you get what I'm saying? Like, you know, but anyway, since the moment he came out with baby, ooh, with the, you know what I'm saying? With the pixie cut to the side, just framing his face, and then the little hair, it, like, ever since, I don't know, I like Justin Bieber. And there's certain people that, I like a lot of artists, right? I like a lot of musical artists. I also may not get into it with an artist, but I'll love a song. Like today, I've listened to that Daniel Caesar, her song, Best Part. I've listened to it no lie 50 times today. So I don't know how much they get for streams. If they get if they get 1/4 of a penny for streams, they definitely got a good $4.25 from me today. Because I've played this song 90,000 times today, over and over and over. I don't think I've ever been, no shade, I don't think I've ever been compelled to just go find her album, or I don't know, but this song over and over and over and over and over again. And so that's the kind of the way I absorb, that's the way I experience music, right? There's only a few artists throughout my life where it don't matter where I am, what I'm going through. It doesn't matter what my mood is. You play them and I'm on board with it. Obviously, Lauryn Hill, Michael Jackson, Mariah Carey, and low key, Justin Bieber. It's wild because I could play a Beyonce album. Like if I love a Beyonce album, which most of them I have, I'll play that album over and over and over and over again. But then at some point, I don't. And if it comes on and it's not the right mood or vibe for me, I'm like, no, I'm good. But Justin Bieber got a good essentials playlist that anytime, anywhere. I'm sounding like Janet Jackson, right? Now that's not someone that no. Anytime that and me singing that ain't even because I listen to Janet Jackson. No shade to Janet. No shade to Janet. I saw her 2 years ago, I think at Essence Fest, and she was a professional. Okay, some like really inspiring. Professional. Okay, but that song is in my head because of Kendrick. Because I be listening to Kendrick's another one. I don't know if I could listen to him over and over and over, no matter what. Whatever. But Justin Bieber, that's my guy. I know somebody called Dr. Umar. Give me 22 cc stat. So the reason why I'm talking about this is because I have been, two things happen, right? There's a TikTok that I have saved on my TikTok, and it's Justin Bieber. And somebody posted him in concert, and I like this clip so much that every so often I just watch it. I don't know why. I just watch the clip. I just watch it. I'll just be like, I want to see that clip. And I'll sit in my car or in a park or on the bench by my front door or in my bed, and I will watch this clip like 8 or 9 times and get immense joy from watching this clip. So a couple of months ago, I was hanging out with my friend, male comedian, and I don't know how we got on this. I don't know what we were talking about. And I was like, yo, there's this clip from Justin Bieber that I just like. It's almost like when somebody says, tell us something that no one knows about you. It's almost like a secret obsession almost, right? And so I was like, yo, this is Justin Bieber clip. I'll be watching it over and over and over, right? And matter of fact, let me show y'all the clip first. Let's watch so y'all just have reference. So as I'm talking, y'all can judge me. Y'all can either judge me or or get on board with me. Let's look at the clip. Let's look at the clip. Okay.
Honest. You kept it real with me from jump. It's 23 when you get done. I put it in and that's your song. Off top, you the sun in my morning. I tried to get away, but it's boring. You're my safe haven, I need it all alone. And you're my dime piece and I can't take less than one. You the one. Trinity, you like 3 and 1. Ratio 10 to 1. You get spicy. I like that Cajun on you. On occasion, that's your testimony. I like that hazel on you. I look straight.
Yo, the way he walk off like an auntie, I think that's what gets me. He walk off like a girl. He walk off like a black girl. He walk off like a girl who just turned 37 at the party. And she feeling good. She don't care. She's dancing like no one's watching. She's walking like no one's watching. Yo, the way he hits that walk off, y'all.
Occasion on you. On occasion, that's your testimony. I like that hazel on you. I look straight in your eyes. Holy man.
So I showed that clip, right? I showed that clip to a comedian friend of mine, male, and black guy. And he was like, he said, what, but why do you like that? Because he dressed like you? I'm gonna be honest, you guys, it didn't even occur to me that I do probably have that outfit. Like, it didn't even occur to me. But once he said it, I was like, that is how I be dressing. The monochromatic, a good pair of pants, a crop top. It's like, I would like that outfit. If I don't have it already, I would like that outfit. So now fast forward. I thought it was very funny, but that did not get me to stop watching the clip. So now fast forward. So I have been going on some dates with the same guy. And the other day we were hanging out and we were kind of like sitting around talking. We had Tiny Desk concerts playing in the back, right? And in the background. And we watched a few of them. You know, Tiny Desks are really interesting because it's like you see artists and you're like, I didn't even know they had enough music to do like a Tiny Desk, right? Like the first one we watched was Nelly Furtado. I was like, I gotta see Nelly Furtado. And listen, the songs of Nelly Furtado's that I know of, I like. And I'm like, oh yeah, I ain't seen Nelly Furtado in a minute since like the early 2000s. So how long is her Tiny Desk? Nelly Furtado got way more songs than I knew every song she sang. She debuted one new song real quick that I did not know. And I did not seek out after, but whatever. I knew every Nelly Furtado song. I didn't even know it was songs that she was singing. And I said, oh, I didn't even know that was Nelly Furtado. So we listened to Nelly Furtado first. Then we watched the SWV Tiny Desk. And then I saw Justin Bieber. I got hyped. He was surprised. I got hyped. I said, oh my God. Justin Bieber, and it was like one that Justin Bieber did, I guess, during the pandemic because it was in his house. I'd never seen it. So I'm like, we got to watch Justin Bieber. And so he was like, okay. I was like, I'm so sorry. I love Justin Bieber. And he was like, okay. I mean, like, I like him. He makes good songs. Like, I don't have nothing against him, right? You know how guys talk. And I'm like, then the clip comes to my mind, right? The auntie clip in the blue. And I'm like, there's this clip that I keep saved in my TikTok. And like, I don't know, every so often I just get in a mood and I watch it over and over. Like I watch it like a good 5 to 7 times and it brings me like a really deep level of joy. And he was like, really? Let me see the clip, right? And so I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I think I had the clip ready to show him before he was like, let me see the clip, whatever. So I show him the clip, right? I show him the clip and he watches it and he was like, okay. Then I think right when he was going to be done with it, he then kind of looked at it again and was like, but what do you like about, like, I think he was just being objective. And then it hit him like, but wait, you're enjoying it a lot. Why? Like, then I told him, I was like, I don't know, but my friend was like, I like it because he dressed like me. First of all, I like the song, okay? That's first. But maybe I like it because he also dresses like me. But also, I recognize, okay, this is going to be a hot take. It's not going to be a hot take. So, first of all, I like Justin Bieber for a bunch of different reasons. Let me just say that. Justin Bieber be laying on the ground talking to homeless people. I think he had to marry the little girl to stay in the country. Allegedly. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, supposedly, possibly, like that's what they saying. And by they, I don't mean like non-binary, gender identity. I mean, they, like them people over there that we have no idea who they are, but they be talking. That's what they said. But I like Justin. I don't know. Justin Bieber seems to me like a torture. Like he seemed like he has every reason to be extremely happy. But for some reason, it's very hard for him to find genuine joy and mental wealth. And so I don't know if that, whatever. So me and this guy, right, we're trying to figure out why I like this clip so much. And I will admit that Justin Bieber does look rather effeminate. Like I'm calling it the auntie clip, right? So, of course, I'm not on this, queer spectrum. I don't identify I am an ally, but I don't identify as LGBTQ. But I may have to come out. Here's why I may have to come out, you guys. Because in me trying to find out why I enjoy this clip so much, I had to go into the comments because the comments in TikTok tell you everything. The comments tell you everything you need to know. Look at these comments. It's 23 when you get done. I put it in, that's your song. Off top, you the sun in my morning. Somebody said she's sassy. Is it unreasonable for me to have? And first of all, let me just go ahead and apologize up front because I know some people like that definitely identify as LGBTQIA are like, girl, just because you like just because you like an effeminate pop star does not make you queer at all. Okay, we out here living out loud and proud all the time, fighting for our identities, dying on the front lines for equality. You know what I'm saying? And you talking about you like a little tortured, effeminate singer. Just stop it. I hear you. I see you. I apologize. But I would be front row at a Justin Bieber concert. That's no lie. And I'd pay for the tickets. Am I unreasonable? Is it unreasonable for my grown black ass to buy some tickets and be front row at a Justin Bieber concert like, baby, 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 ooh, like, baby, 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 ooh, thought you'd always be mine. Let's get into these main topics. But y'all let me know if I'm unreasonable. Y'all know there's been a time or two where you be like, Zainab, that's wildly unreasonable. And I'd be like, I hear y'all. I see y'all. You right. I'm sorry. Main topics. Okay, so today we're going to step away from like the news of it all, right? And the seriousness of it all. And like sexual allegations and politics and genocides and famine and all the things that are really terrible and awful that, that are existing, and that when we speak up and speak out and cry and fight and all of those things still aren't really changing. So I'm going to step away from that today, and we just going to be silly because I got time. I got time, y'all. I had the whole weekend to myself, wasn't on the road traveling. I got time. Don't got no shows tonight that the day that I'm recording, don't got no shows. Not even worried about the news. What's scrolling? Nothing's interesting. I don't care. I know Biden. I know you're tired. We're not talking about it today, okay? I do not care. We being silly today, okay? We being silly. First thing. So apparently a lady is about to marry her duvet cover. Yeah, you heard me right. A woman is going to marry a duvet. Now, this story is actually, I don't want y'all to think like, this is happening in 2024. This story is actually probably like 5 years old. Now, I didn't know about it 5 years ago, but when I went to do my due diligence, I realized like, this was like a news story in like 2019. Must have been a slow news day, but it's from like 2019. But here's the reason why I'm bringing it up today, right? This past weekend or last week, I went to the movie theaters and I watched A Quiet Place day one. Thoroughly enjoyed it, right? I'm fascinated by scenarios like that because I am, or rather, I like movies like that because I am fascinated by the predicament to have to adapt as fast as possible. Being in a situation where it really becomes the survival of the fittest, and you really have to pay attention. You really have to adapt. You really have to tap into strengths that may not be doing push-ups, that may not be athleticism, that may not be the highest level of intellect. You may have to tap into heightened awareness, willpower, the ability to get along with other people, like certain things, and do this and change and adapt to a new normal in the blink of an eye. Watching people be destroyed around you. This sounds dark. Forgive me. I don't want to say I'm fascinated by it, because stuff like that is happening in the world. See? Okay, let me stay silly. So in a quiet place, right? I'm just identifying people like, oh, you got to go quick. You got to go quick because you don't know how to be quiet. And clearly these monsters, aliens, whatever they are, can only attack when they hear sound, but you don't know how to be quiet. You refuse. So you got to go quick. When I be on planes, when I travel, you guys, to come do shows for y'all in different cities, I swear my whole travel experience in my head, I just be identifying people. If anything, if the plane got to go down, if we land on a secluded island, if we land on, if something happens, some tragedy happens, and some of us are still living, I be identifying. Okay, who got to go? Okay, no, they're selfish. No, they're a bully. No, they're dramatic. No, you know what I'm saying? Who got to go? Who do we got to get rid of fast for the survival of everybody else, for the survival of the majority, who we got to get rid of, right? So when I see stories like this, when I see stories about a woman that's willing to marry, not just marry a duvet, because it's silly and she know it's silly. It's unreasonable and she know it's unreasonable. But to marry a duvet cover, not even a comforter, the duvet. First of all, a duvet ain't nothing without the comforter inside of it. The duvet without the comforter inside of it is basically a heavy sheet, whatever. So not only is she unreasonable enough to even conjure this idea up, right? But then she took it to, like, she got a news channel to put her on the news and whatever, right? So when I see this, I'm like, we gotta get rid of people like her, right? Because you clearly have extra time on your hand. You know what I'm saying? Go adopt a child that needs a home. But you know what? You about to marry a duvet, so we can't even trust you with, you know what I'm saying, parental responsibilities, because you doing dumb-ish like this. But I don't even think, I'm going to show y'all the news story. I don't even think, as much as she is unreasonable, as silly as it is, and as unreasonable as it is, she ain't even the most unreasonable person in the scenario. Watch this, y'all. Watch this, please.
Always being told that we don't get enough sleep and that we should be spending more time in bed.
Well, our next guest has taken it one step further because she's decided to marry her duvet. Pascal Selick describes her feelings towards her duvet as the most intimate and reliable relationship that she's ever had. She's here now with her wedding planner, Anna, and...
Okay, so she described, first of all, let's take it one by one. I'm just going to pray, inshallah, I never have the job where I got to sit across from somebody and entertain the fuckery. I get daytime talk shows. I get morning news. You know what I'm saying? I get morning shows and stuff like that. But for you to have to sit across from somebody and be like, they said that we should stay in bed more. Now we're gonna interview somebody. It's like the moment they bring that to me, there's too much going on in the world. There's too much going on in the world to talk about this. Now, if we want to address people feeling lonely and people being alone and people not having partnership, there's a much more entertaining, deep, integral, genuine, and helpful way to address this. So that's number one. So the I don't want to call them news, but the TV personalities, the hosts, they unreasonable just for having her on the couch, right? But then she said, let me play this back.
As the most intimate and reliable relationship that she's ever had. She's here now with her wedding planner, Anna, and the duvet.
The most intimate and reliable relationship she has ever had. The longest, intimate, most reliable relationship she has ever had. You want to know what's the longest most intimate and reliable relationship that I ever had, they always be giving me good hugs because she's saying her duvet give her good hugs. My mama, my umi, my mother, my father before he passed away, my 12 siblings. And I know some of y'all are like, well, Zainab, don't be unreasonable. Some people don't have the large, robust, loving family that you've been blessed with. You're right. That's why I have friends like my friend Aisha, who I knew since I was like 13 years old. If I needed her to come give me a hug right now, I live in Los Angeles, California. She lives in Houston, Texas. Sorry, Aisha, I'm putting your business out there. If I needed her to come give me a hug right now, Aisha would get on a plane and come give me a hug. And I'm thankful.
She's here now with her wedding planner, Anna, and the duvet.
Now, here's the most unreasonable thing. I don't know if y'all caught that. She's here with her wedding planner. So not only are you going to marry a duvet, but somebody going to plan the wedding for you. And I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I think the wedding planner is the most unreasonable person in the whole scenario because the wedding planner is a scammer. That's why if y'all ever plan on getting even more than $2, if you plan on ever getting a little bit of extra money, make sure you have it in your mind what you want to spend that money on, because there's always somebody waiting around that proverbial corner to come get that money from you. She said, oh, you want to marry a duvet? Let me plan it for you. Unreasonable.
To be. So good morning. So, and as we would start any of these interviews, when did you first meet your...
He don't even really know how to start the interview because he knows he don't... Here's the thing. Sometimes what we do is we're working a lot. And, you know, it's just like Bad Boys. It's just like the Bad Boy record label and all them said back in the day, more money, more problems, right? Because what happens is very few times do people make money and then still live way below their means, right? That's a rare occurrence, right? What happens is people make money and they acquire stuff, and they make more money and they acquire more stuff. And then you have to be able to maintain that stuff, which is why a couple of episodes ago, remember when I said the Blue Bloods actor, remember he was like, dang, now they canceling the show. I ain't gonna be able to afford my $47 million house or however much it was, right? And it's because he had been working so consistently and making so much money. It's like, yeah, it makes sense. I gotta spend this money. If I don't buy this $47 million house, it's gonna be somebody around the corner trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to help me plan a wedding to a duvet cover. So now, in the case of the talk show hosts, they got bills to pay. Whenever you see somebody on TV interviewing, entertaining a story as silly as this, just know they got bills to pay. Just know their overhead is high. And somehow, somewhere, it got high and they didn't realize how high it got. And in every moment when a producer brings a story like this to them and they want to smack the paper out of the producer's hands, they remember that they have a very high overhead. And so now they got to sit across from a woman that tells her the most intimate, longest and loving relationship she ever had was with her duvet.
First meet your dude?
Notice all of them are white, but whatever. I love my white folks, though. Y'all know who you are, and I love y'all. We're going to get into some...
Or duvet?
Oh, I met my duvet a long, long time ago.
Oh, I met my duvet a long, long time ago. Girl, you did not meet the duvet because the duvet does not have feelings. The only way you met the duvet is if you was in a Bed Bath & Beyond and you went to the Beyond and the duvets are alive.
We always knew it was going to be love. It was love at first sight, I think.
And what is it about...
Now, she is a white woman with colorful tie-dye dreadlocks. So already, you know, this is about to be a ride.
About this duvet? I mean, you must have had other duvets before.
I had other duvets before, but I always been loyal to this one.
But this duvet was the one.
This is special.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy, the stuff that be going on in the world. but still the amount of silliness that exists. It's like, but here's the thing, yin and yang. You know what I'm saying? With light comes dark. With the sun comes the moon. With land comes water. Okay.
So what is it? Just sort of describe the relationship that you have with the duvet and what it means to you.
Wedding planner knows she's silly. Let's zoom into the wedding planner's face.
But the duvet means basically it gives me warm comfort. It's always there for me in time of sadness, in time of...
Goofy.
Means to you.
But the duvet means basically it gives me warm comfort. It's always there for me in time of sadness, in time of happiness. I can rely on my duvet.
But this isn't a sexual thing.
It's definitely not sexual.
So it's just like a...
Because they got to check in to see, like, how foolish is she? You get what I'm saying? Are you... You know what I'm saying? This lady got a whole relationship. I ain't going to play the whole clip. We get right into it. Also, I own YouTube taking this video down. Y'all get the point. I personally believe that everybody in this entire scenario, only thing in this scenario that ain't unreasonable is the duvet, because it is a non-living thing. The duvet and the teddy bears. But every person, from the people behind the scenes that we can't see, the people that's going to attend the wedding, they unreasonable. The wedding planner, unreasonable. The host, unreasonable. The lady, unreasonable. But what I'm asking you guys in this scenario, who's the most unreasonable? For me, it's the wedding planner. I don't know why. Because I'm just like, if I was the wedding planner's sister, I would be like, now who you scamming today? Somebody throwing a immaculate party for their imaginary friend? How much you charging them for that? And she would be mad like, stop, Zainab, you know it's not a scam. You know it's not a scam. I tried to watch that show on Netflix. What's it called? Oh, you crazy, fam. I'm like, oh, no, that's who Drake be trying to sound like. Anyway, y'all tell me who y'all think is the most unreasonable in this situation. What's the next story? Have you guys ever heard of the word busking? B-U-S-K-I-N-G. I have never heard this word before, but it's a word, and it's not a new word. It's from way back in the day. It's of Spanish origin. Okay, so let me tell y'all, let me walk y'all through the journey, right? I'm on social media. I'm scrolling because I had time off, you guys, to do nothing. I mean, there was stuff I could have done, but I really needed to do nothing. I'm scrolling, and I see this video of this singer, and he's singing, and it says... the video said, let me pull up the video. The video said, it was captioned, the caption is what got my attention. It said, his busking caught everyone's attention. That's what it says. His busking caught everyone's attention. So me not knowing what busking meant, I'm watching the video waiting for whatever it is to catch my attention. He's singing. He sounds lovely. That's all that happens in the video. I think he's singing like a Sam Smith cover, and he sounds lovely. And so I get to the end of the video, and I'm like, I think I missed the busking. So now I got to go look up, wait, what does busking mean? Apparently, busking just basically means street performers. That's it. It's like a Spanish word from way back in the day that I think means to ask or request. So basically, you're performing and you're asking for donations. And that's it. And so here's the thing. Here's the reason why I'm bringing it up. One, to just, I don't know, teach y'all a new word, because I learned a new word. It's a word I'm not going to use. Because I know as much as this word has existed, and while it doesn't like directly translate to street performer, right? And as much as busk is not, like, that's not Spanish, but it's of Spanish origin, right? So as much as it's not a direct translation of street performer, now it's basically like slang. It's like modern day slang to mean street performer, right? So as much as it's not a direct translation, it's like modern day slang. You know, like I say bussin', that really means like it's good. Usually when I'm saying bussin', like it was bussin', that means it's positive, right? But like busting comes from, but whatever, y'all get it. I think that this word probably came because there was some New York Times journalist that, you know, it was their last year. I don't know. They had to submit some. I don't know. They was watching a street performer while they were walking the streets of Berkeley or New York or Santa Monica or Paris, whatever. And instead of writing in their article, street performer, because, you know, sometimes, I mean, this is what writers do, right? They have a way with words. But instead of writing street performers, they're like, you know, what else? What's a word with gravitas? And they put busking. And then somebody else read the article, and then they made a TikTok, and then they said it, and now people talking about busking. But really, it's just street performers. And I'm going to keep saying street performers. As much as I completely now understand the meaning of the word, the context in which to use it, I'm not going to use it. You want to know why? Because when I communicate with people, I want to make sure that in my communication, there's understanding. And what I know is 9 times out of 10, people are going to understand me saying street performers than versus me saying, oh yeah, the guy that was busking in the subway. Even if people don't say, I don't know what that means, they're going to walk away not understanding what I meant. They're going to try and figure it out in context, but what's the context? There's so many things you could be doing in the subway. So I'm going to continue to say street performance, but now we know if somebody says busking, you know what it means. What's next? Okay, so I'm not sure what cities you guys are watching from, but in a lot of major cities, there's driverless cars, right? Obviously, there's driverless cars that we own. Up until about a week ago or something like that, I was driving a Tesla, and Tesla has self-driving. They actually gave me a trial period to have the free self-driving because it's software, it's not hardware. And I did it. It was very scary. It was very, very scary. But I did it. But when I was in San Francisco, I noticed that a lot of the cars that I was seeing on the road were the driverless cars. So people in the back, their taxis, Waymo is the brand, which I believe is maybe a brand of Jaguar or something like that. But these cars are in a lot of different cities. So recently, in Phoenix, Arizona, I believe, a police officer had to pull over a Waymo vehicle. It didn't have anybody in it. I don't even think it had a passenger in it, but it was, you know, driving a bit erratically, and the cop noticed it. It drove into oncoming traffic, and so the cop had to pull it over. And this is not reasonable or unreasonable. If anything, if I had to categorize it, it would be very reasonable. That's a police officer's job. If a car is not obeying the rules of the road, then yeah, you got to pull that car over. Whether it's a person or a system driving that car does not matter, right? But also, this is like the future.
31 Adam for as well?
No, can you show me out at 7th Ave in Osborne? I got a unmanned vehicle that was kind of taken off from me. It's a Waymo car.
It's not every day you see a Phoenix police officer pulling over a driverless car.
Hi!
But that's what happened June 19th after the officer observed a Waymo going haywire in traffic.
I couldn't help but come over just out of morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
I thought maybe there's a passenger or something.
No, like, you know the construction here?
Yeah.
It was eastbound in the westbound lanes.
Oh!
Which is real bad. Yeah. And then, so I light it up, and then it takes off through the intersection.
While most Waymo cars can be seen throughout the city driving safely and behaving civilly, erratic driving is not completely out of the question for the artificial intelligence.
I do wonder, first of all, I think it's funny because like in the video, the cop, I don't know who he was talking to. Like maybe I think there's like a help button in the Waymo, so when you pull it over, because the car can recognize like police, it can recognize like police sirens and stuff like that, and then it knows to like safely pull over. That's what they say. But like anything, just in the same way that out of nowhere our phones be freezing, just in the same way that like there can be some sort of technological lapse as we're using technology, there's going to be a learning curve, right, with AI as it learns. And so there's going to be some errors. In the same way that as we learn, there's going to be some errors, right? If you think about a baby, when a baby crawls, they crawl and then they attempt to walk and they try it and then they fall down, right? And they try it again and then they fall down. And eventually the baby stands upright and they walk. And eventually they're, you know what I'm saying, a toddler, and then you know what I'm saying, and then a kid, and then a preteen, and then at whatever, and then they're adult, and then they're walking, and then they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like evolution. And so the same thing has to happen with technology. So for me, I don't think it's unreasonable for a car to be buggy, right? Because I mean, I don't even know. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I was asking myself, like, would I rather be hit by a driverless car or actually driver? Part of me is like, I don't even want to have to deal with the driver. But then the other part of me is like, but dang, if I'm mad and I want to curse somebody out, it's better to have a driver there, right? I don't know what y'all think. But if a car is driving erratically, then yeah. I mean, this is the day and age that we live in. The cop has to pull the car over and let whoever is operating that car, whatever system, whatever corporation, it has to alert it. Hey, something's wrong here. And I'll let you guys know. But I believe that there should definitely be a citation. There should definitely be a penalty, and it should be a greater penalty than what comes to a human being driving. Because a lot of times with corporations, for them to make changes quickly and adequately, you got to hit them in the pockets. You know, I've talked about that before. Sometimes you just got to go, you got to follow the money. So, ugly babies. I don't even like the way that sounds. Y'all know I like to say aesthetically challenging. My friend Sydney Washington, stand-up comedian who I adore, she always be like, girl, talk about this on I'm Reasonable. We got to hear Zainab's take on it. And she be sending me a lot of stuff. And I be like, girl, I ain't talking about the girl. I'm over that. Girl, that was... And so yesterday, she sent me this video because she has a joke that she did on her late night set talking about aesthetically challenging babies. Y'all know me. I be trying, speaking of words, aesthetically challenging infants. But she sent me the clip and she was like, girl, I know I'll be talking about ugly babies, but even this was too much for me. So here, let's watch the clip.
When Lucy Bear found out she was going to be a mom again, it was not news she was expecting.
No, not at all.
The mom of stepson Cole and daughter Harper struggled with miscarriages over the years and had given up on the idea of growing her family.
We got a third dog at the end of September 2019. And my excuse was, well, we're not going to have any more kids. And then February 2020, we find out about Reese.
Reese, her miracle baby.
After
9 months of waiting, they finally got to meet her. A moment this mom will never forget.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. I'm pretty sure I looked at my husband and was like, she's healthy.
Lucy dreaming her daughter would look just like her, instead coming out looking anything but.
She just had a really big nose. And I was like, oh.
Okay, so obviously we see the baby and it's interesting because she says that the baby has a really big nose, which I am imagining for like I don't think that that's like prejudice or whatever. I think she's just saying like in comparison to her nose, right? Like, and in comparison to the baby's face. Usually babies be having a tiny little button nose regardless of their ethnic makeup, right? That's the thing that be making them so cute. That nose be so tiny, you could just like, it's kind of like a tiny nose, you know? It's like a little button in the middle of their face. You know, it's certain things, chubby cheeks, it's certain things that make babies really, really adorable, right? Now, this baby admittedly looks like an old man. This baby looks like this baby look like an old man that be going to Cracker Barrel for the senior citizen special. But here's the tea. The baby looked just like her. The baby just ain't grow. The baby just, it's almost like the baby face came out grown. And she can't really see herself in the baby because the baby ain't got no hair. but it's still a baby, right? And so some of the features don't, but let's take it back and look at her.
In February 2020, we find out about Reese.
Now let's look at the baby Reese. That's the
coming out looking anything but.
That's the same exact nose. That's the same exact nose. It's just like, I think Reese got to grow into her nose. Like everything else got to catch up. Here's the thing. I actually don't care. I don't care what anyone's opinion is, right? I'll play the full story.
She's had a really big nose. And I was like, oh, okay, well, and even Harper, when she held her for the first time, she looked at me and goes, she looks kind of weird.
That's the same exact nose. That's your nose, babe. That's what Sydney says. She said, what was her exact text? Her exact text was, the baby is you, babe. The baby is you, babe. The baby just needs time to develop, but that's your face. The baby just needs time to chisel out, but when the baby chisel out and grow some hair, that's your face.
Doesn't she? And I was like, you're not wrong.
While many moms may not want to admit it, Lucy embraced her daughter's unique look, sharing her with the rest of the world.
So basically, a lot of people were like, oh, you shouldn't do that. And some people were like, yeah, my baby too. I didn't expect my baby to be aesthetically challenging either. But it's like crazy, right? And when she started posting and sharing, like, you know, everybody talking about their aesthetically challenging babies, my baby wins. Look at my baby. My baby look crazy. I love my baby, but my baby look crazy. And apparently she got like 27 million views or something like that, right? And then she's like, you know, she's a good sport about it, whatever.
Exploded. More than 22 million views
22.
and counting.
People on TikTok have commented, she looks like Dobby from Harry Potter. She looks like Mr. Bean.
While she says
she looks like you, babe.
She's had some haters.
People are commenting like, you know, oh my gosh, not a mom calling.
I bet you she looked just like that lady's father. Like, I bet you she looked just like, I remember my nephew, I won't say his name. I mean, all of my nieces and nephews are very attractive, like very attractive. And so when he was born, he looked just like my father had just passed away. My father had just passed away. My nephew was born. He looked just like, he came out looking like my father. I'm talking about looking like an old man. And not that my father was that, but that baby he just looked like my father. Now he looked just like his mother and his father. He looked just like my sister and his father. But them first couple of days, he just looked like my sister was holding my father's head on a little baby doll body.
Oh my gosh, not a mom calling her baby ugly. And like, you are a horrible mom. She's going to grow up with self-esteem issues.
Look how cute the baby looked, just like her. They not showing the baby full face, but look, all the baby needed to do was grow into it. The baby is you, babe.
She's just keeping it real.
She's fine.
I love when a news report. She's just keeping it real.
Fine. She's fine. I'll tell her all about it one day. This whole situation is going to go in her baby book. And we'll laugh about it. She's going to have a great sense of humor.
Reminding other moms that not.
There's not a big takeaway. I don't even think you guys can decide and let me know in the comments if you think that it is unreasonable or reasonable for a mother to acknowledge that her child is aesthetically challenging. Here's the thing. The only thing, because I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think that it's fine to acknowledge facts, right? As long as in the process of acknowledging facts, you're not making someone feel bad. Right now, this is on the internet. It's going to be on the internet forever. And so you better hope, the mom better hope that the daughter got a good sense of humor, because she gonna see it. And she better hope that she grow up to be really cute, because let me just tell you something. It's one thing for the ugly duckling to become a swan, right? Because eventually you become a swan. You know, but it's another thing for the ugly duckling to just be a bigger ugly duckling. That's not fun. Okay. But the thing about this, the only thing, I mean, I got to really reach deep down in my joyless bag to have a problem. But the only thing that I think is unreasonable is that she paraded her aesthetically challenging child to the public to capitalize off of it. Do you get what I'm saying? And so I imagine that now they just like an influencer family. I imagine that they make videos all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the only thing. I just don't, I'm fine with facts being facts. I'm fine with families finding humor sometimes in the misfortune, you know. But I mean, that's literally what I do. That's literally what my humor is. I seek out the things that are sometimes most unfortunate in my life and my experiences, and I try to work through them with humor and levity, right? But I think that there's something about like capitalizing off of it. But hey, I mean, what's America? Capitalism 101. So you guys let me know, do you think it was unreasonable for her to, one, call that baby ugly, her baby ugly, that baby, and two, and don't be coming in the comments talk about, but that baby was ugly. We could see the baby. Also, too, you know, and don't be coming in my comments with no cliche. As long as the baby is healthy, we know, of course. Even if the baby ain't healthy, we gonna love all God's children. We gonna love them, okay? But just let me know if y'all think it was unreasonable for her to, you know what I'm saying, kind of like capitalize off of it, make it very public, and you know what I'm saying, like get a following based off of it. You guys let me know. What else? Do I have other things? What I said we was talking about? Justin Bieber, busking, the Waymo car getting pulled over by the cops. What else? The lady married the duvet. What else? Oh. Last but not least, alimony. Okay, so I don't watch The Bachelorette, right? Or Bachelor franchise. I have never seen. I think I was working on a show where I had to write for people, and maybe it was like a batch. It was somebody from this franchise, and it was right before the pandemic. I was doing the David Spade show on Comedy Central, and the guest on a panel with us was the guy who hosted. What's his name? Who hosted The Bachelor, the whole franchise. He was on, so they sent us like at the pilot episode for one of the, not pilot, they sent us the premiere episode for one of the seasons to watch. That joint, when I opened it up, the file, it was 4-hour episode. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm so sorry. I saw a girl, it was something about a pilot. The boy was a pilot, and so the girls was getting out of suit. They was entering like in a suitcase. Somebody dragged them in and they was getting out of a suitcase. Like, I'll go anywhere with you. This is not a show for me. Anyway, Rachel Lindsay was the first black bachelorette of the entire franchise. I don't know if she was the first Bachelorette spinoff or if she was just the first black person for the whole franchise. Anyway, it was a big deal. And that platform launched her into her media personality career. Although I believe she may not be practicing, but I believe on the show her career was an attorney. Anyway, she starts hosting, she meets someone, she chooses someone, they get married. I think the thing that kind of sent her into the most public eye was she was like a correspondent, or like a regular correspondent or host on Extra. And the actual host, what is his name? Is it Chris Harrison? I want to say Chris Hansen, but that's To Catch a Predator or something, right? Chris Harrison, apparently he like perpetuated some sort of racist trope or did something racist or something like that during his hosting duties, and wouldn't immediately apologize. And she called him out. She had him on his show and called him out. And that was it. It went viral. And that was the thing I think that really kind of put her media personality, like kind of put it into the spotlight more than anything else. Anywho, she got married to a bachelor who came on the show for her. And they got married in like 2019, I think. In 2024, he filed for divorce. So I guess they had like a good 5 years of marriage. And he filed for divorce, took her to court for alimony. He took her to court. He met her on a reality show. They were married for a little under 5 years. And now he is taking her to court for alimony. And that's why I'm going to get merch made that says, get a prenup. Right now, she pays him a little under $10,000 in spousal support, and he's asking for an increase because he needs $16,000 for his living expenses. He's a 44. The information, the context is key. Somebody cue DJ Khaled. He is a 44-year-old, able-bodied chiropractor demanding spousal support from a 39-year-old reality show star turned media personality. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think this is what Chimamanda had in mind when she said that feminism was equality amongst the sexes.
Feminist, a person who believes in the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes.
Apparently, he told the judge in the court that he only makes $16,000 a year. He's asking, she already pays him about $10,000 a month. I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't know old girl was, that's the positive of the story. I ain't know old girl was making enough money to be able to pay a guy $10,000 a month for whatever the foreseeable future is. So, to Rachel Lindsay. Now, I don't know how much spousal support is. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know if that, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what that means that she has to make for a month. I don't know those figures. Because like I said, I'm getting merch that says, sign a prenup. He said he only makes $16,000 a year. This is why you got to ask the hard questions on the first, second, third date, or in her case, the second, third episode. You have to ask the hard questions, because how you a chiropractor? When he was on the show, he's 44 years old today. So that means he was 39 years old on the show. You only making $16,000. Is it a legit $16,000, or is that the amount of money that you're taking as income because your C Corp or your S Corp, your corporation is, you know what I'm saying? So you trying to be like Bezos and Zuckerberg and all the corporations out here not really paying taxes on the real money you making. Is it that $16,000, or are you legitimately gross, just your own little W-2s, you bringing home $16,000? She said, and I quote, he has the ability and the opportunity to generate income. Yeah, that's what I thought too, because he's a 44-year-old able-bodied man. And when I say man, I don't care if it's cis male, trans male. He is 44 years old, able-bodied chiropractor. This may be unreasonable. This may be a double standard. This may even be what they call, what the misogynists in the chat call, that's what y'all get. Ain't nothing like a man. I'm sorry. Ain't nothing like an able-bodied man. Matter of fact, ain't nothing worse. Ain't nothing worse than an able-bodied man, an able-bodied, grown, educated, capable man being unwilling to work? Not just being unwilling to work, but you trying to live comfortably? You trying to stunt? You're trying to show up and show out? You trying to be outside? Oh, no. No, sir. What Drake said, drop down and give me 50. Now I understand why old girl is marrying a duvet. Full circle, people. Full circle. Yo, I am a romantic. I'm a romantic, you guys. I am a romantic. I love love. I love passion. I love it all. I love fairy tales. I really do. My favorite things to watch are romantic comedies. But in Allah's my witness, wallahi, I will be like, I love you, but I'm going to need you to sign this prenup, sir. No. I love you more than I have ever loved anyone in my entire life. You might want to get a lawyer, look this over thoroughly. And let me know. I'd love to start planning the wedding immediately because I love you so much. I want you to definitely look at sections 3 and 4 because they're very important. So make sure you have your legal team look at that. I want us to come to an agreement that suits us both before we say I do. So with love. Because he didn't cite her cheating. He didn't cite her infidelity. Now, listen, if there was some infidelity, if there was something wild like that, then yeah, you got to pay to play. But y'all just didn't work out? And you want $16,000 of my money? And you don't even make $16,000 in a year? No. Am I being unreasonable, you guys? Let me know. Okay, before we get out of here, and Ask Z. Let's see, do I have time? I think I have time. Okay, so Ask Z. I have an Ask Z. And thank you so much for submitting this. Hi, Zainab. I have an Ask Z. I wasn't sure if I should send it here or YouTube. Either way, it got to me, so thank you. Here we go. I work in HR. My department hired someone a year ago, even though they didn't love her interview. Fast forward, she gets trained twice on a certain important task. I guess the first training didn't really stick. Well, I hear the sarcasm in the first paragraph. I'm going to call this episode, Somebody tell me how to spell that. I had no issues with this person until the beginning of 2024. She's been with the company for several months, but starts making mistakes that affect me and my part of the department. At first, we correct her. My colleague makes lists, instructions to help with the items she was trained on twice before. So this person is reiterating, we've been through this. Then we start to complain to our manager, who speaks with her manager. It seems like nothing is happening. We deal with the constant mistakes and lack of accountability for 6 more months. She's almost here. She's almost at her year anniversary. Here's where I'd like to know if I'm being reasonable or not. I'm frustrated that she makes my job harder, so I do not acknowledge her existence. I don't even really like the way you doing stuff, so I pretend you ain't even here. I'm frustrated that she makes my job harder, so I do not acknowledge her existence in real life, outside of email. Laugh out loud. I'm laughing. Out loud. I don't look at her. I don't talk to her. I don't like her as a colleague, but I do not know her as a person outside of work. Let me tell you something. If she can't get the task that she was trained for multiple times and she getting paid to do it, then where there's no incentive, she probably don't show up. And the thing about people is how we are in one aspect of our life, most times is how we are in every aspect of our lives. He says, I try to stay professional over emails, but one day I had to tell her, and with everyone copied on the email, yes, BCC, CC, reply all, how unacceptable her mistakes are and blah, blah, blah. He went in. It was harsh, but everyone agreed and it needed to be said. My colleague and our manager also sent emails agreeing with my email. Okay. The only person I apologized to was my manager for sending the email and not letting him deal with it. He understood I had to do what I had to do. He understood I had to do what I had to do. Laugh out loud. I ain't laughing out loud right now, but inside, hilarious. Am I being reasonable by acting like this person? Am I being reasonable by acting like this person doesn't exist in my department? Laugh out loud. Do I need to be nice to her? Sorry if that's too long. The ask Z's are never too long. Don't ever worry about that. People are here for the tea. Okay. Y'all last week was like, you giving comedy advice? Oh, no. Let's submit some ask Z's. So don't ever apologize for it being too long. We appreciate it. We love the tea. We are sipping it up. Okay. Throwing it back. Green, herbal, black, with milk, hot, iced, hibiscus. We love it. I imagine that this is very frustrating, but this is a really easy answer. You being very passive aggressive. I think that if she's not complaining about it, then I don't know what the big deal. Sometimes we ask if we're being like reasonable or unreasonable. If our behavior is reasonable for two reasons. One, someone either is bringing it to our attention to correct it, or we feel bad about it, right? And so if it ain't no sweat off her back, if you ignoring her and she don't care and she just wandering around the office doing stuff wrong every day, then I don't think that you're being unreasonable at all. If that's the coping mechanism you have to do to get through the day that she is causing frustration in, you know? If when you do it, you don't feel right, like if you pretending she doesn't exist because you are you're intentionally being passive aggressive, right? Instead of going to her every single time and saying, hey girl, this is the 4th time. Do you have a disability? Is there some other way that we can assist you so that you can then assist us by doing your job adequately, properly, and sufficiently? But because you're going out your way and being passive aggressive, I think it don't feel good to you. And so essentially you being unreasonable to you, if that's the case. You might be like, oh, no. She doesn't exist and I don't care. But it's like, I think so. Sometimes I'm like that too. Like somebody will make me do something and it's like, but this is not how I want to be. Like I actually want to vibe out. I want it to be harmonious. I want to see somebody that I work with and genuinely be like, oh, how are you today? How was your weekend? Oh, you went to Six Flags? Cool. All right, girl, here's the files. Make sure you file them. You know? So I think you kind of got to ask yourself what you're getting from that. I think the other thing you do, because beyond us being reasonable and unreasonable, I do want to give like, maybe proactive or solution-based advice. I think that you have to constantly go to your superior, your supervisor, your manager, and constantly go to hers and say, hey, I don't want to tell y'all how to do your job. Phrase it in the most professional way. I don't want to have to tell y'all to do your job, but there's clearly somebody here. Like, is she a Nepo baby and we don't know? Is she Mr. Hill's granddaughter and we don't know? You get what I'm saying? Like, help me understand why I'm doing my work and somebody else's work. Help me understand why my workload has changed, but my pay hasn't. Help me understand that. If you can help me understand that, then we can move past it. But y'all either got to pay me more because I'm doing more. Y'all have to pay me more because this is more difficult, or you're going to have to bring in somebody that can adequately do this job. And that's not because you're not her manager. You're not her superior. That's not for you to take up with her. That's for you to take up with whoever is above you both. with love. That's it, y'all. This has been I'm Reasonable. I'm Zainab Johnson. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your week. If you're in Virginia Beach or the surrounding areas, make sure that you come see me, or any of them other cities that I named. Make sure y'all come see me. But until then, I will see you guys same time, same place next week. Make sure until then, you guys are as reasonable as you can be. Bye.